婆娘，领导把我亲婆，公就来一次婆，那你把我拉入心耶，别们啥呀真给，你们再来打我，却来了就西哟，那你把我拉入心耶，
Prime Minister of Tibetan Government in Exile, Dr. Lobsang Sangay जी का हम उनसे निवेदन करें उससे पहले आइए देखते हैं उनके जीवन पर, उनके व्यक्तित्व और कृतित्व पर ये फिल्म।
Lobsang Sangay is a legal scholar and politician. He became Sikyong of the Tibetan government in exile on 8th August 2011. Sangay was born in a refugee community in Darjeeling in 1968, with a typical settlement background amidst fields, cows and chickens, fetching wood in the forest and helping his parents' small business, including selling winter sweaters. He is currently the Prime Minister of Tibet. After graduating from the Tibetan school in Darjeeling, Sangay received his BA honours and LLB degrees from the University of Delhi in India. In 1995, he won a Fulbright scholarship to Harvard Law School, where he subsequently received his LLM degree the same year. In 2003, Sangay organized 5 conferences between Chinese and Tibetan scholars, including a meeting between the Dalai Lama and 35 Chinese scholars at Harvard University. In 2004, he became the first Tibetan among 6 million to earn a SJD degree from Harvard Law School and was a recipient of the 2004 Yong K. Kim 95 Prize of Excellence for his dissertation Democracy in Distress, Is Exile Polity Remedy? A case study of Tibet's government in exile. In 2006, Sangay was selected as one of the 24 young leaders of Asia by the Asia Society. Sangay was senior fellow at the East Asian Legal Studies program at Harvard Law School through 2011. He is an expert in Tibetan law and international human rights law. On 27 April 2011, Sangay was elected Kalon Tripa of the Tibetan government in exile. On 8 August 2011, Sangay took the oath of office, succeeding Lobsang Tenzin as Kalon Tripa. In a statement at the time, the Dalai Lama referred to Lobsang Sangay as Sikyong, and the title was officially changed from Kalon Tripa to Sikyong in September 2012. In his role as Sikyong, Sangay has emphasized the importance of seeking a peaceful, non-violent resolution of the Tibet issue. We are honored to welcome Mr. Lobsang Sangay to the 5th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad.
Now I would request the Honorable Prime Minister of Tibetan Government in Exile, Dr. Lobsang Sangay, to please address us.
I'm a little tall, so I need to put up the microphone. It's a great honor and privilege to be here, the 5th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. First of all, I would like to thank Vishwanath Kharaji and Rahul Kharaji for inviting me here, and all the organizers and participants. Hearty congratulations on behalf of the Tibetan people. Honestly, I was very honored by the invitation, but perplexed by the topic. Storm in religion, religion storm, is not my cup of tea. As you can see, I'm a lay person, and my background is law. What do I know about religion? So a week ago, when I looked at the topic, I said, any other topic would have been good, except for religion. And I thought maybe I should talk about the movie PK. But then, you all have watched the movie PK, then realize in the movie PK, there's a concept called wrong number. So the organizers dialed wrong number when they invited me to speak on storm in religion. And today, as I was speaking with a holy man from Christianity, from Islam, from Hindu religion, I was feeling some doubt whether I'm committing sin sitting with holy people, or I'm getting blessed sitting with holy people. Then I thought to myself, perhaps the invitation came to me because I am a Tibetan who is seeking refuge in India, but I am from the land of Tibet, the land of Lake Mansarovar, land of Mount Kailash, land which gives refuge to Lord Shiva. So this morning, I sent an email to Lord Shiva asking forgiveness for committing all the sins and the sacrileges that I'll commit today, and don't send me to hell. But then I think it's fitting. I have a message from Lord Shiva, and I'm here in the land of Maharaj Shivaji. Nonetheless, the topic is very serious, storm in religion or religion storm. If you look at the violence in Paris to Peshawar, from Ottawa to Australia, from London to Mumbai, violence everywhere. Is religion to be blamed, or is religion blamed? Perhaps Samuel Huntington, the author of Clash of Civilization, would say, all this violence across the world are indications that these are the clashes of civilization between the Christian Western world and the Islamic Arab world. Perhaps Karl Marx would blame religion because we all know his view on religion. He says, religion is the sigh of the oppressed creatures, the heart of the heartless world, and the soul of the soulless condition. Religion is the opium of the people. Having said that, there is another German philosopher by the name of Max Weber who criticizes, who is a cultural critique of Karl Marx, who says that Karl Marx's theory of linear progression of historical materialism is not the full truth. There is subjective, cultural, and spiritual element to human life. And he deduced religion to a spiritual idea, to institution, to individuals, because spiritual idea, one is institutionalized, it takes the form of masjid, mandir, monasteries. When the individuals involved in it are priests, pundits, preachers, mullahs, and the monks. The spiritual idea in itself is good. It's all for love, compassion, and nonviolence and peace. When it's institutionalized into mandir, masjid, and monasteries, and the individuals, pundit, priests, and the preacher, mullahs, and the monks are not to be blamed. They all are harmless. But the problem arises when religion is interpreted. So from the 4I, spiritual idea is good. Institution is good. Individuals are also good. But 4I, interpretation, where the complexities happen. Here, Rabindranath Tagore said, when a symbol or spiritual idea becomes rigidly elaborate in its construction, it supplants the idea which it should support. So when ideas, spiritual ideas, are dogmatically or rigidly interpreted, it destroys the very basis which is supposed to support. Rather, what we need is a liberal interpretation of religion. That's where I bring Mahatma Gandhi, who said, like the bee gathering honey from different flowers, the wise person accepts the essence of different scriptures and sees only the good in all religion. That should be the interpretation of religion. Now let me make a distinction between religion, religiosity, and religionism. Religion is all good. It's all about love, compassion, and peace. But when religion moves to religiosity, when religion moves to community, it creates the separation. I become Buddhist community, you become Hindu community, they become Muslim community, they become Christian community, and our identity and dignity are associated with that religiosity or the community. Then the separation, distinctiveness, and the differences happen. Then it becomes more complex and problematic. But the worst is when religiosity or the religion turns to religionism, when religion is reduced to ideology, when a spiritual message of peace is reduced to ideology, you try to impose that ideology on different communities, then it becomes much, much more complex. Then communalism and fundamentalism come about. And there are many examples when religion turns to religiosity, it becomes complex. When religion turns to religionism, it becomes very, very complicated and conflicts. And hence we see many examples of Buddhist persecution of Rohingyas Muslims in Myanmar, Buddhists persecuting Christians and Muslims in southern Thailand, and Buddhists again persecuting people of different community in Sri Lanka. And we have plenty of examples from ISIS persecuting different communities in Syria and Iraq, Boko Haram in African countries, and we have in recent times the troubles in Afghanistan and Iraq. You can clearly see when you try to impose ideology on others, it becomes much, much more complicated. So the recent violence in Moradabad and Muzaffarnagar in UP is also an element of communalism and fundamentalism within India. Even in Christianity, the army of the Lord in Africa. In Northern Ireland, Catholics and Protestants fought against each other in the name of same God. You can clearly see when religion becomes religionism, that it becomes problematic. But I would like to put forth before you, religion in itself is not to be blamed. Religion is all good. But it becomes problematic. Here, again, I bring another eye. Religion is all-inclusive. But then we, the people, make it exclusive. Then religion becomes expensive. Then it becomes exploitative and sometimes explosive. Religion is all-inclusive because Jesus Christ says, love thy neighbor. We all are children of God. Hinduism says, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. Allah says, Islam says, love for humanity what you love for yourself. And Buddhism is for all sentient beings, not just human beings, forests, rivers, animals, galaxy, and cosmology. It's for all sentient beings. And today we are celebrating the birthday of Vivekananda. Vivekananda sees God in everything. And we know the famous story of Guru Nanak. He visited Mecca. At night when he fell asleep, his feet turned towards Kaaba. And the guardsman came and told him to move his feet away from Kaaba. And he said, please point my feet towards any direction where there is no God. God is everywhere. God is omnipresent. And in that true sense, I would like to submit and take pride that His Holiness the Dalai Lama is one of those followers. He initiates and participates in dialogue with all traditions. He visits mosques, mandir, synagogue, gurudwara, everywhere. And recently he held a conference in Delhi, bringing all 9 traditions in India under one roof. That's quite an achievement. Now, problem is this inclusive religion becomes exclusive because we form Hindu community, Muslim community, Christian community, Sikh community, not just exclusive. Then we take pride in associating with our guru, and access to guru becomes very expensive. Then we patronize our own gurus and make him or her sit on a higher throne than others. Then when it becomes expensive, it becomes exploitative. Then when it becomes exploitative, we are to be blamed. Then when it becomes explosive in the name of holy war, in the name of jihad, then religion becomes strong. This we all need to fight against. Having said that, India, the whole world, tried to devise a concept to deal with these exclusive, exploitative, and expensive abuses. Hence, the concept called secularism was put forth. Now, there is Anglo-Franco definition of secularism, followed by the Western world, particularly America. America, constitutionally and institutionally, is a secular country, but also the most religious country. Now, there is Marxist, Maoist definition of secularism, which is to recognize religion as the opium of the masses and to destroy religion. That's why Mao's China tried to destroy religion in Tibet. 98% of monasteries and nunneries in Tibet were destroyed. Monks and nuns were disrobed. But after the Cultural Revolution, when Tibetans got their first opportunity, what they did, rebuild their monasteries, revive Buddhism in Tibet. Now there is third concept of secularism, which is Gandhian Indian definition of secularism, which is to treat all religion equally. This is the right definition of secularism. This is because India is a country where all 9 traditions coexist. Not only coexist, 4 traditions originate in India: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. This is the contribution of India to the whole world. And unity in diversity of India is the beauty of India, it's the strength of India, it's the pride of India. If gods are to be blamed, if gods are the problem, India has 3 to 30 crores gods and goddesses. We will be in big mess. We can't let these gods and goddesses be the problem. We have to make them the solution. So we have 30 crores solution in India, 9 traditions coexisting in India. Many people say the 21st century should be the century of peace. Peace cannot come from violence, because there's one data: since 9/11, since the campaign against terror, there are more violence in the whole world. There are more terrorists and terror acts in the present world since 9/11. In fact, since 9/11, there are 5-fold increase in terror act all over the world. For example, in 2000, there were 3,000 terror acts. In 2012, it increased to 11,000. In 2013, it's increased to almost 18,000 terror acts in the whole world. So violence against violence is not the solution, because violence begets violence. Peace against violence is the solution. Unity in diversity is the solution. And many experts say that the 21st century will be the century of Asia. And there is Indian model and there is Chinese model. We all read about China. There is economic boom, but what is not read, that there is spiritual boom in China. There are 300 to 400 million Buddhists. China happens to be the largest Buddhist country in the whole world, and Buddhism originated in India. Buddhism was exported to China, and China is the largest Buddhist country in the whole world. Nonetheless, China's model for Asia and for the world is development without democracy. India's model is development with democracy, and most importantly, with spirituality. So this is the right model, because if peace is what we want, spirituality is what we should focus on. In that sense, Samuel Huntington was right. because there is clash of civilization only in terms of religionism, but not religion. Karl Marx was right when he was talking about exploitative nature of religiosity, but religion is not the problem. Religion is all about peace, love, and compassion. Religion is the solution. And let me conclude by saying, I received an email from Lord Shiva, and he says, religion is not the storm. It is the calm before the storm and the calm after the storm. Jai Bharat, Jai Tibet, Jai Jagat.
I request all the audience to give a standing ovation to the young leader of Tibet, Honorable Prime Minister in exile. Such a wonderful delivery. I think we are honored. I just want to make a mention one thing to all of you, that you all must have seen that yesterday Honorable Prime Minister, with a lot of curiosity, he has come all the way from there. He was in the front row, not for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but absolutely for 2 hours. You can imagine that tomorrow you guys are going to become something, some positions you are going to occupy, but eventually, my feeling is that we Indians, we carry so much of ego many a times, and I think we must learn from Honorable Prime Minister. He's a Harvard alumni. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
सवाल पोडियम नंबर 2 से लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पल्लवी पाटिल अपना सवाल पूछेंगी रायगढ़ से। छोटा सवाल करें और प्रधानमंत्री लोबसांग सांगे जी उसका जवाब देंगे। पल्लवी सवाल पूछिए अपना।
Hello sir, good morning. My question is, when we are in India and we consider as one India, one people, then why do we discriminate in the basis of religion for civil laws? I mean, we have different laws, different personal laws for each and every religion. Why is this so?
I think, as I shared with you, all religions are inclusive, and all religion meant peace, love, and compassion. But as far as the origin of the Indian Constitution is concerned, and different laws for Hindu Marriage Act and others, it just originated with the differences within India. So there was a compromise made on the basis of different traditions. So this is the compromise, and this is where India is at present. But obviously, as there is more equality and equal treatment of all by the government and by the agency, we should move towards one constitution and one law. Having said that, at the moment, because of past history, fear of discrimination, an act of discrimination in the name of religion, these laws, specific laws, were promulgated, and it is here to stay for some time. But definitely once India reaches the land of equality and treatment of all as same Indian citizen, then I think these laws will also make way for one law and one constitution. Thank you.
And बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय डॉक्टर लोबसांग सांगे।
Chela re ji si yo nani pa mu lo